Hey, Chapter 2.5, Interpreting Graphs. First step in every investigation of data is to make an appropriate graph. Either a dot plot, stem plot, or histogram if you're working with a numerical variable. Either a bar chart or pie chart if you're working with a categorical variable. With any of these graphs, you should consider what a typical value is. That's the center of a numerical variables distribution, or the most common category in a categorical variables distribution. You want to also consider the variability and the shape. And again, the shape's only useful with the numerical variables. Number 2, a well-designed graph can help you discover patterns and trends and can communicate these patterns and trends clearly to others. However, graphs can also be misleading, sometimes intentionally. Take a close look at the following graphs. There's something misleading about each one. What is it? So again, you may want to press pause, take a look at both the graphs, one in A and one in B, and then press play when you're ready. Okay, the graph in A, if you look more closely at the scale on the vertical axes, you're going to see that it doesn't start at 0. And you can look at page 58 in your text for this same graph where the axes have been reset so they do start at 0. But note that that exaggerates the differences in the bar heights. So you imagine if we started this at 0, so 0 down here, and went up to, let's say, 1.5, these bars, I'm not going to draw this to scale. The book does a much better job, so I'll let you look at it there. But these bars would appear to be much more close in height. That one maybe is a little bit taller. Oh, and there's one more over here. In part B, the number of homes sold for some of the past years, with the height of each house representing the number of homes sold that year. The height of this house represents 7.1 million homes. The next house, which is a little bit shorter, represents 6.5 million. Okay, and if I backtrack, this was 2005. This is 2006. And the next picture represents 5.8 million. And this was in 2007. And the last one is for 2008, and the height represents 4.9 million homes being sold. Right, so what is misleading about this picture? Well, it turns out the heights, the ratio of the heights from one year to the next is consistent. It's done in the correct way, but our eyes are drawn to the areas of the homes instead. So our eyes are naturally drawn to the areas of the homes, not just the heights, and that is the misleading part. Okay, so as an example, again, heights are proportional to sales. If we take the height of, let's say, in 2008, 4.9 million, and compare that to the height of 2005, we get that this is 69%. And that does represent the amount of homes sold in 2008 compared to 2005. Right? But if we look at the areas, so we take the area of house 4, I'm just going to say number 4, and compare that to the area of number 1, we see that that is 48%. So that last house has 48%, or about half of the area of the first house. And that is the misleading aspect. It exaggerates the difference because our eyes are drawn to the area. Okay, number 3, what do you think about this graph? So again, you may want to press pause, take a look at it first, and then press play when you're ready. Turns out this is very similar to the first graph in part A we looked at because this does not start at 0. So again, it's exaggerating the difference in heights of these bars. So in this case, if we were to start this at 0 and maybe extend this up to, looks like we've got to go to 99% or 100%, we would find that all of the bars are very close in size. Even that one on the right, Nissan Datsun, which gives you an idea of how old this graph is, wouldn't appear to be doing too badly because it's above 95% as well. Number 4, the following word cloud was created at wordle.net and shows the words used in the first page of your first packet. So what do you think the sizes of the words indicate? And so if you take a closer look at it, The larger words were used more often. So the number of times that it was used is indicated by the size. So these smaller words, like the word to, were probably only used once on that entire page. But a word like statistics, its relative size compared to shows that it was used a lot more often. At number 5, the following graph was created at Wordle.net as well and shows the car types from the Cars 99 data set that we used above. So which do you find easier to read, the bar chart or this word cloud? And the bar chart is here again just for convenience. Okay, so if we take a look, the bar chart showed us that family and small cars were the most common cars in that data set. If we look at our word cloud, family has the largest word or size word here. Small is a close runner-up. In fact, if you look at the word cloud, it may not be all that easy to distinguish between family and small, which one is the larger of the two. So the bar chart probably still is a little bit more clearly showing that to us.